What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing analysis on NIO stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on a price chart and how we get there. Then I will continue with the fundamental news that might drive the price of this asset. And at the end of this video, I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis. And I will show you one scary thing that is appearing right now from the technical standpoint. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video right here at this point, and I've told you that we were approaching to the golden pocket range, and this is the range, statistically the most probable range of trend reversal. If I pull the Fibonacci retracement tool from its swing low at roughly $9.5 to its swing high at $13.21. And I've told you that we have to see some kind of price action, some kind of bounce out of this range. And this bounce happened, but it wasn't so massive. And I also told you that if you want to catch the trade, you have to wait for the confirmation. And confirmation should be this type of price action. We have to see higher lows and higher highs. And we have to see an increase in volume during this movement to the upside. And as you can see, we still don't have any type of price actions that is quite similar to this one. On top of that, we had this range of $11 mark that becomes a very strong resistance. As you can see, we tested once, we tested twice and bounced back to the downside. And this price action is quite bearish. And I have to say that on a bigger scale, I will show you one very scary thing that you should be aware of. But let's continue with the fundamental news. First of all, let me show you rather good news directly related to NIO, and we are on cnvpost.com, and this article was published on February the 9th, and it says NIO ET5 ranks number 6 on list of best-selling premium sedans in China in January. The NIO ET5 sold 5,795 units at retail in January, while the ET7 retailed 521 units in January and failed to make the list. And here is the picture of this chart. And as you can see, NIO ET5 becomes very close to Mercedes-Benz C-Class. And previously, let me show you that ET5 ranked number 7 on the list with 7,594 retail units sold in December. So, it is not the record for NIO in the sales numbers, but it is the record in terms of comparison with other manufacturers. And definitely when one of the models gained one row in a list of premium sedans, it is quite a good sign. But I have to say that other news are not so bullish on NIO, and we are on investorplace.com, and this article was published 14 hours ago, and it says NIO stock looks ready to idle. It's hard to have conviction in NIO stock when NIO's management isn't flexible on EV prices. And let me quote you these bullets. NIO's president doesn't seem willing to reduce the prices of automakers' vehicles. Meanwhile, NIO's new smartphone reportedly received mixed reviews. Investors shouldn't expect NIO stock to move much over the coming weeks. So, let me start with the NIO's smartphone, and let me show you the photo of this device. As you can see, it is not so impressive as some of NIO fans might expect it, but definitely it is difficult. It is very difficult to make something new with this highly competitive niche. And I have to say that according to China's Gizmo China, the reactions to the upcoming smartphone known as the NIO phone have been mixed. And definitely this news is quite neutral in general, but on a bigger scale it might be not so bullish because of lack of expectations. On top of that, let me show you this article. It was published on February the 12th, and it says NIO vehicles still sell at higher average prices than BMW in China, despite lower priced ET5 becomes key to sales. And the average price for NIO is 413.3 thousand RMB in January, and it is higher than almost 400,000 RMB for BMW and 390,000 RMB for Lexus. Definitely when the new company has the lineup that is more expensive than the lineup of other manufacturers that have very strong positions on the market, definitely it is not a good sign from the fundamental standpoint. On top of that, let me show you another news. And let me quote you this. On February the 12th, we can find this article on cnevpost.com that is titled NIO's 150 kilowatt-hour battery pack costs as much as an ET5, President says. NIO's 150 kilowatt-hour pack will initially be available for lease only, with a buyout option to be offered in the future. So, I have to say that the most expensive part of electric vehicle and the heaviest part is the battery pack. And definitely, when you want to increase your range for up to 1000 kilometers, let me show you right here that NIO ET7 with the pack would have an NEDC range of 1000 kilometers. And when you want to increase this number for the marketing purposes, because I don't think that a lot of people need in their real life this extremely long range vehicle. Definitely this vehicle might have more downsides than upsides. I think it is not so good from the practical standpoint, because you have to carry more weight. This weight will reduce the efficiency, the so-called fuel economy of the vehicle. It will reduce the performance of the vehicle, and it will reduce the maximum payload of the vehicle because of the heavier battery. On top of that, the vehicle will not be so responsive and probably handling might also be an issue in these vehicles. This means I don't think that 150 kilowatt-hour battery pack might be at this very time quite good decision. And that is why a lot of investors might reduce their position. And let me show you that one of these investors is Bridgewater, one of the biggest holders. And let me show you that right here you can find that it cut its position by 27.91%. And right now they own 4.24 million shares with a total position of $41.41 million. So in general, we can see that some companies reduced their position, like Goldman Sachs right here. As you can see, they also lowered their position by 57.26%. But some companies opened completely new position in NIO, and they bought 500,000 shares, and their position is almost $5 million in value. So definitely we cannot rely on these data as the major catalyst because of the delay of these filings. And definitely that is why we have to take a closer look on a bigger picture. And the main catalyst that is on the table right now is the upcoming CPI data that will be disclosed this Tuesday, basically today at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And depending on the news, definitely we might see the movement of the market either way. That's why we have to be very cautious. So, and let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, in general, this price action with a slightly increase in volume might be the local swing low for this asset. And if this asset won't break this previous bottom, definitely we might see the next leg to the upside that might reach the $11 range of resistance, which implies from our current price about 6.5% of upside potential with about 3% of downside potential. So 2 to 1 is not the best risk to reward ratio, but still for risky traders it might be the case. But let me show you the bigger picture of this asset. Let me switch to weekly time frame and let me show you the price action on a much cleaner chart. For those of you who don't know, we have to have 5-wave structure in our motive wave to the upside, and we have it right here. Let me show it to you. This is the first wave. Second, this entire wave is the third one, fourth retracement, and fifth one. And the retracement right after the movement to the upside should have a shape of simple zigzag. And first wave should have a shape of 3 or 5 wave structure. And this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is only a wave. These three waves might be the B wave, this A, B, C. And in our C wave, we have to have 5-wave structure. And this is the first wave, this is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth, and this is the fifth wave. And also, fifth wave should have 5-wave structure in it. And we have from this top, this is our first wave, second, third, fourth. And we don't have one more leg to the downside that will complete the entire retracement from the very top. This means on a bigger scale, on a weekly time frame, we still have a possibility to break the range of about $8.5 mark and land somewhere lower, probably in $5.6 mark. But we have to wait for the market confirmation, and that is why just be cautious with any of your positions. So, and I think that's it for now. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack.